Okay, so I wanted to do this VC kind of to go over how you should
Mm.
really look for a setup. Okay, and how you should look
Okay.
for a setup is one, you should know look up on YouTube like immediately or like after this call how to set up these session profiles. Okay, for the daily, the weekly, and the monthly.
Mhm.
And how you should be trading these is you always want to go or you always want to start on the high time frame, okay? And then you want to lower yourself down to a low
Okay.
time frame. So right now, what I'm going to be showing is
Mhm.
how to make a setup starting from the monthly down to the weekly and then down to the daily, okay? So if you go on the
So,
monthly right
okay.
now, what can we see? I'm going
Hmm.
to be focusing on our current month, which is about to end. So these levels are going to be untouched levels soon, starting in an hour. When the monthly,
Hmm.
oh no, it just closed. So yeah, okay, so yeah, so these
Yeah, I was
levels are
gonna say that.
untouched.
I feel like
Yeah, yeah.
that's the one.
So it's gonna be a previous month value low, previous month value high.
Wait. Wait. Do you want me to look at yours? Look at my own screen.
You can look at my screen. Yeah. So yeah, previous month value high. We're gonna make a folder for it.
Hmm.
Um, and then what you
See,
see.
that's what I wanted to ask. How to chart like the like the longer period ones, because for example, like the weekly ones, I was trying to do like I just like press like the weekly time frame and then I put like the on that one candle. But
Yep.
like even if I did that, like it wouldn't like fully like stretch out, you know what I mean? Like I'd have to like I don't know what time to put it in that it like it'd be the actual weekly profile if that's what you ever you understand.
Yeah, it should do it. Oh yeah, yeah. It's just do the same thing I should do on daily. Um, literally
Yeah,
just.
yeah. I know. Yeah, I know, but like for example, like let's say you do like the last week, right?
Uh-huh. Okay, so you mean like that.
Like that
So
week.
so
Yeah,
all
so
you
I told
do
like it.
is all you simply do is just turn off
Mhm,
extend and you'd grab the right points and extend it
mhm.
to the date to the weekly closure. So it's going to be pretty much here Sunday at 19, and this should be like your previous week profile. And if we back it up with the actual correct one, yeah, you see how it mirrors it.
Okay,
So
so it'd always be 19, like Sunday the 19th, the 19th hour.
I mean, if you want to do it exactly, that's why you have to get these profiles, right? That's why you have to make this. It's a free indicator, right? If you just look up like PvP, and you'll have it here. There's SVP also, which this is for sessions like London, New York.
Mhm, yeah, yeah, yeah. See, like for example, I tried watching one of those videos, and the sessions that it was giving me was just London, New York, and Asia. I think it was.
Yeah, so then you have to look up for PvP. It's periodic volume profile. And once you look it up, you'll
Mm-hmm.
be looking at all these settings, and you just enter the period, the time frame you want, the type of volume, the value area, which should always be 70. And then you have
Yeah,
to
70.
get
Yeah.
the right row size and then and you can customize style how you want it, etc. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so let's go back to charting on the high time frame. It's going to be
Okay.
wait, over here, right? What are we doing? Yeah, we're doing ETH, for example. Then we're gonna go down to the
Mm-hmm.
weekly, and we're gonna see, okay, we have levels untouched down here. So this is a previous weekly value low, added to the folder. We have previous week value high up here. No, it is touched, so I'm not going to add it. I'm just going to add the current weekly value high.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll add the current weekly and POC, or POC, which is going to be weekly POC. We'll go ahead and add the current weekly value below also.
Mm-hmm. Wait, I have a question while you're at this. So, for example, like let's say you have, I don't know let's just put Monday's profile, right? Um, and if those levels were touched on Tuesday and Wednesday, but they weren't touched on Thursday, can I still use those levels for Thursday or no?
On the daily profile, or what you were saying?
Yeah. Yeah, for a day, like let's say like we're like I was trading like this is like apart from this, like
Uh-huh.
let's say that yeah, like for example, um like the for Monday, the like all those levels were touched. Fuck. I mean, Mondays everything was getting touched. But Monday,
Uh,
Tuesday, Wednesday.
you mean Sunday's levels were being touched by Monday's profile, or what do you mean?
No, like what I'm trying to say is like for example, like let's say like the first profile made of the week, right? I honestly I can't really tell
Is
which
Monday
one
is
it
this
is.
one?
That one?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so that one, um, like the previous like the value over the value low
Yeah.
was touched. I mean, it was touched like every single profile,
Yeah, yeah.
but would that still be like a key level or no?
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So you're asking if that's still a valid level even though it got touched. Yes, it's still a valid level because even though it got
Mm-hmm.
touched, there is no like acceptance over it basically. Um,
Oh, okay, okay.
right? So it is still being a good resistance point because price can still not push above it, right? So it is still good resistance. And
Mm-hmm.
another technique I want to show with these profiles is you can trade them as ranges, okay? So we're going to use Monday
Mm-hmm.
as a good example here, okay? So we're going to go ahead and mark these
Okay.
levels, and then we'll go back to making that setup in a second. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and mark
Yeah.
these levels. And what we're gonna look at here is we're gonna see, okay, if we get acceptance above Monday's value area low, that means you're going to be
Mm-hmm.
pushed into Monday's profile. Okay, so you're gonna be pushed into Monday's 70
Okay.
range, or like 70% of the
Oh,
range,
okay.
right? So the next levels you're looking
Mm-hmm.
at is going to be within Monday's profile, most likely, which is going to be the POC of Monday and the value area high of Monday. Okay, right? And that's why I was telling you
Mm-hmm.
in DMs, right? How I was saying that if we are able to flip this Monday value low, we can most likely take a long targeting the POC as a TP1 and then the value high as a TP2. Obviously, that didn't happen, so there
Yeah.
was no trade
Okay.
taken, right? Um, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so here obviously there is no long to be taken because you're under significant resistance. It's much safer to take
Yeah.
a retest or a retest long once it gets acceptance above rather than logging below
Uh-huh.
important resistance, right? Um, so
Yeah.
that's something you can keep in mind of. Um, it even happens
Mm-hmm.
like on the weekly. If you go on the weekly, maybe we can find an example. I'm going to add these levels into the
Okay.
folder also. Oh, it's not. On the weekly, let's see.
Oh, that weekly was already made. Like you don't even have to do it yourself. Like that's already made for you.
Yeah, it's already made. Okay, so this is going to be
Ah,
a
okay.
good example probably here. Is
Mm-hmm.
we'll go ahead and mark this as a previously value high, but we're going to be focusing on this weekly profile. So June 30th, basically. Okay, what we're going to be focusing on is you see how it's a very big profile, right? If you get
Yeah.
acceptance below the value area high of this profile, that means you've gotten accepted, you've gotten acceptance into this entire
Okay,
70%
to that
range,
point, yeah.
right? And where are the
Okay.
next levels that you're looking at? It's going to be down here at this NPOC, this weekly
Yeah,
NPOC.
1570.
Uh, yeah, and then the
Mm-hmm.
value area low. Okay,
Okay.
so how you would play this is let's say we are very bearish and we do make a move all the way down here and then we lose this, we retest it, bearish retest. This is definitely where I take a short, SO wherever,
Mm-hmm.
and I target the POC of this range, right? And this is like a good
Okay.
example of like this profile being or these profiles being ranges, and once you get acceptance into it,
Yeah.
you can trade them again, even though they're previous profiles, right? You understand?
Yeah. Yeah, I got that.
Okay. So yeah, you will see this a lot on even in the monthly too. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if we look, maybe we can find something real quick. Yeah, we can, right? So on the monthly.
Mhm.
What this is telling us is if we get acceptance below our previous month value high of June, then we're going to tumble down
Mhm.
to the
Hold on
previous
to
month
yeah.
point control and the previous month value area low. So again, how would you play these? Can you tell me? A little quiz. What would you
So
do?
I mean, if you go, if once it breaks down that the bro, I can't read the screen. The previous month value over high,
Uh-huh.
you wait for a retest. If it fails, then you short down to the point of control. No.
Exactly, right? So what I'd really be focusing on here is well, just it'll be playing level by level, so this is gonna happen. But you'll be pushing into this previous month value low that we marked in our folder. Maybe show some
Mm-hmm.
supports, push back up. But overall, if you are bearish and you're able to break below, you're going to be looking at this
Hmm.
June value high to be very important support. Because remember, if you lose this
Okay.
very important support, you're likely to fall
It's
straight
gonna,
down to the POC and the value below of this profile
yeah.
after you've gotten acceptance to it, right? So there's a potential, 10% move to be made here if this does happen, right? But
Okay.
yeah, so we'll go ahead and it's already in folder. So that, and then yeah, we're gonna go back on the daily and let's see if we have any other levels we can mark. Any untouched levels is what we're looking for here. It's going to be
That
we have some
one
here,
there.
right? Yeah, so a lot of these are going to be
Maybe a little
untouched.
the top right there.
This one's I think his POC's touched. Yeah, it is. We'll remove that.
See, it's like that was my question. For example, like as soon as that level's touched, what happens if it's not touched? Like, okay, that one was touched that daily, but let's fast forward to now. It's not touched though, so it can't be touched at all from any next levels from there. That's what I was trying to ask.
What? What? Go ahead. Go ahead again.
Like for example, like the levels that you're marking right now,
Right.
right? They can't be touched by any level, right? Like that's what you're trying to tell by any I mean by any profile, like whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're untouched. That
Okay.
means they're naked. Yeah, these are naked levels.
Okay.
They're untouched. Like
Okay. So yeah, that was what my question was like, oh, like maybe it touched one, but it hasn't. It touched one like a week ago, but it's been like 2 weeks,
uh-huh.
and it hasn't touched any. It still
We
wouldn't be something that I'd try to
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. See, okay,
or
so
no.
right here's will be example then. Where you touched it, but it's been
Hmm.
weeks after. So you're asking if I would still mark it? No, I
Yeah.
would not mark it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
You
no,
would not.
I
Okay.
would no. I wouldn't care for it really.
All
Um,
right. Yeah.
yeah, we
That
can go ahead and add these to our levels, and let's just double check on the monthly real quick. Make sure we didn't figure anything. Weekly too. Looks good. Okay. Do do. All right. Now, what can we do with these levels? We're also gonna go ahead and add a anchor VWAP from this low, because I like using anchor VWAPs. Remember I showed you last time. So we'll
yeah.
add it to
Yeah.
the folder,
I forgot you like.
and then maybe we'll add a fib and see if anything's aligning. If not, then we'll go ahead and remove it.
If I wanted to learn how to use these fibs, how would you like what's like the style of fib? Because the one that like I did like more a little more on mine, and it's totally unrelated like whatsoever. Like there's nothing like the levels that are like the video that explained how I do the fibs have nothing to do with how you do them, like at all.
um, we can go over
Like
that
like
at like
for
another
example,
time probably. Yeah.
like certain levels are made for entries, and then like the other certain levels are made for exits. That like that's what I understood from the one that
Okay, so let's
it
see
gave me.
here on ETH. All right, so on ETH, what we can see
Mhm.
here is going to be your let's hold on, let me look at the data profile real quick because a new one just opened. So I forgot to mark this.
Yeah.
Let's remove that. So our previous A value high that just got created. Um, we have our MPLC here. It's not touched yet. And a value error low. Okay, so what can we see here? what I'd like to see, or what I would like for you to see, is we have
Mhm.
our monthly NPOC, our monthly NPOC, and our weekly value
Yeah.
low aligning right here, and it already showed good resistance right here, right? Um,
Yeah.
we are below the weekly value low, right? If you go back to the weekly, meaning that you've kind of got to a scary point where if you look at the previous profiles, right? The previous week value low
Mhm.
is here, our current weekly value low is here, and then like even 2 weeks ago POC is here. Besides these levels, there is no support until what? Until
There's no
this one,
support. Yeah.
right? Until
Into
down
that one.
here.
Okay.
So this is a scary point to be because yeah, this is a bearish point in the weekly POV. What this is telling us is, let me go ahead and yeah, kind of like what this is telling us on the weekly is that unless you're able to reclaim your current um, weekly value below, which
Weekly. Yeah.
let me, because it's like too much, but yeah, unless you're able to reclaim your current weekly value low, which is here at what 1800 720 or 72,
Yeah.
your next target is sadly going to be way down here at 1785,
Fuck me. Yeah.
right? So
Okay.
there's a potential 4.5% drawdown
That's
here
a
to be
yeah.
made, right? So yeah, this is something
Yeah.
you have to be careful of um, if you're not able to reclaim it. But let's say you are able to reclaim it. We're going to remove these levels. Let's say you are able to reclaim it. I'm going to be focused,
Uh,
or on the low time frame at least, because
yeah.
another thing to take note of is with these high time frame levels, like monthly, weekly levels, you can still scalp them
Mhm.
on a low time frame, 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour, whatever. They're still going to be
Yeah.
good levels, and they're going to be your favorite levels to trade with because the more higher time frame, the more significant level um it'll be, right? But anyways,
Yeah.
if we are able to flip above this MPOC and weekly value low, then we're going
Mhm.
to, or we can look for a retest, right? And look for longs targeting our previous day value area high as a TP1.
Yeah.
So you'd probably be looking for something like this, right? TP1, previous day value
Mhm.
high. Now if we pull up the daily profile again, what can we see? Okay, we can see that above this, really above this previous day value high,
Not,
you can
there's not much
push up.
resistance.
Yeah, there's not much
Yeah.
resistance, and so like here, technically for these value low levels, or if you want to bring in
Yeah.
HVNs, right, high volume node, then it's gonna be
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
right here. Okay, so
Okay.
if you're able to then flip this previous day value high, you can go ahead and extend this TP up to the HVN or the value low of this Thursday profile, right? So you see
Yeah.
how I'm playing level by level here, right? Like even though
Yeah.
we are,
Yeah.
yeah, right. So even though we are above um um our current or our previous day POC, I'm not going to be
Mhm.
targeting this previous day value high because on the monthly and weekly chart there is great resistance really close to us. So there is
I'm
no
fine.
reason for
Yeah.
me, for right now at least, to be targeting the previous day value high. Of course, if I didn't go ahead and mark this resistance, I would be saying, oh, okay, we're above the POC. If we can keep support at the POC, then yeah, of course I'm going to be targeting the previous day value high. But that is exactly where most people will mess up because they are too focused on the low time
Yeah.
frame
Well,
instead of focusing on the high time
mm,
frame before going to a low time frame, right? And so
okay.
I think that's kind of been your maybe your problem a
Mistake.
bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like.
right?
Yeah.
Because right, so when you're like DMing me and you're saying like, "Oh, the daily profile, this Wednesday profile," but I'm like, "No, because there is still levels on the monthly, weekly that you're forgetting, right?" And that's exactly where you have
Mhm.
to be careful. Um,
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, so
Can I add
this is, yeah,
something
go
though?
ahead. Yeah,
So like you're showing like, oh, so first it has to flip the week. I think that's the weekly, like
value
next to the
below.
purple, the purple and yellow.
Yeah.
Like my thing is like, when you're trying to find an entry like that, like how do you know for sure that you're not going back down? Like I don't understand that part yet. When would I enter it basically? You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. Um, for me, what I like to do is I like to go on some time frames and I like to see if there is any like structural resistance here. So we can look at 30
Okay.
minutes maybe. 30-minute looks and remember that this is a monthly level, so we can go back, the entire month and see
Yeah.
how the
Entire
the
month.
resistance is looking on the 30-minute, right? On the 30-minute, it looks iffy from
Mhm.
the first like 3 weeks. Past week, it looks pretty good. If you go on the 1 hour, it's looking like pretty much the same. The 4 hour looks much better, but in this instance, because if we see our most recent resistance, right? You can
Yeah.
see how this 30-minute structure only wicked into it and the body stay closed under. I'd say that
Mm-hmm.
a 30-minute closure, or even if you want to push it to like a 15-minute, because we just checked the 15-minute and it's the same thing as 30-minute.
Yeah.
A 15, 30-minute closure above, I think that could be
Mm-hmm.
enough to take that long, right? Take that long and look for a SL somewhere, um,
Mm-hmm.
right, and then targeting that TP level. But again, I always have to go over is that I always use order flow when I'm entering, especially low
Yeah,
time
that's
frame trades, right?
mhm.
If because there's order flow tells you a lot. It tells you if the move is strong, if the move is just if
Yeah.
is pushing up just because shorts are closing, meaning it's not real buy pressure coming in, right? Or if
Yeah.
there's absorption, et cetera, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is something, but if for removing order flow, yes, I would say 15, 30-minute closure above, and that can kind of be your confirmation that's okay. We've gotten acceptance above, and I think it is worth a try of a long, targeting our previous value high, a somewhat tight SL below
Mm-hmm.
some type of low time frame structure that we
Okay.
consolidate in, and yeah, TP.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, that was mostly my question because, like, it's easier said than done. Like, oh, like put the entry in that line, but like mine was like just like how do you confirm for sure that you're gonna move up to the next level?
Yeah, yeah,
Because sometimes like
yeah, yeah, exactly. To confirm it, yeah,
Mhm.
it's for me it's gonna be order flow based, but of course, trading, isn't always gonna be your strategy is never going to be 100% right. So you're always going to take losses, and that is where you have to bring in the risk management, right? You have to make sure that
Okay.
your risk is managed because you can truly have the best setup ever, and it might still not go your way, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Um, yeah, but yeah,
And
if
then
you
wait.
go back to charting with our levels, we
Mhm.
can see our previous week value low and previous month value low aligned to the same level. So this is going to be a area of confluence or area of interest for longs. If we can,
Mhm.
eventually push down to here and get some support, maybe we want to long. Um, I'd look at this anchor VWAP from the low, and what I want to focus on here is kind of going to be if ETH is able to kind of play around here somewhere and give it some time because anchor VWAP takes time to, follow through
Yeah, to me.
to move.
Is it when you're looking the balance thing that you're saying?
Yeah, yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah. So the ideal scenario here is if the anchor VWAP from the low is able to push up into these key levels here, then
Mm-hmm.
um yeah, it'll be nice. Yeah, it'll be nice to see this anchor VWAP push into these key levels here, and then we can go ahead and have that as a third confluence to this NPOC plus previous value below zone, right?
Oh,
Right. So
yeah.
this would be like a triple confluence trade with daily levels plus a anchor VWAP from um yeah,
From June,
last month pretty
basically.
much. Yeah, last month. So I do expect this anchor VWAP to have good support whenever it gets hit.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll see what goes on
And
there.
and when you mean hit, because I'm honestly like I haven't looked too much at VWAP. When you mean hit, it's just like when the candle and the line make contact, right? Like when like the chart and like they make like a
Yeah.
okay.
Yep. And then if we go up more, we can focus on our previously evaluated high, and we can evaluate high lying at the same level also. So this could potentially also be another short setup Here, what
Mm-hmm.
I like to see for a short though is probably take some liquidity. So we take these highs here,
Yeah.
right? So we kind of do like a fake out, sweep the liquidity, and then get acceptance back below the weekly value high and previous day value high. Look for that bearish retest, and then go ahead and take that short, right? Targeting, wherever, maybe the value below of that profile or the POC, depending on where it is, right? So this could be like another idea that you look for.
Okay.
Um, Besides that, there isn't really much. Like I definitely say that you can go ahead and use these levels as some low time frame trades or support resistance, but I wouldn't say there's any significant trade to be taken here.
Yeah,
I'd
with like
say some yeah, I'd say some scalps maybe, but nothing significant, right?
mm-hmm.
I'd say the most significant trade for me would probably be down here.
That
Yes,
long or that short?
this is the long into support.
No, that's oh yeah, that the VWAP hits, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So down here,
And then
um,
how come that short that you're telling me before, how come that wouldn't be that significant? That like since you said like there's not a lot of levels that will help it like go
yeah.
back
So you
up.
you were talking about this up here. Yeah. So you were
Hmm.
asking to short like
No, no, I mean
you
I
said that
meant in
right?
general like the short telling me just now if we don't close up a weekly, there like
You're lagging.
it,
You're
you
lagging
know what I
here.
mean, go down, like go back up, right?
Your your mic
Uh,
was cutting out.
that you're telling me, you're telling me that the short like if we don't go back over the weekly,
Value low.
the 1872, yeah.
Uh-huh.
How come that wouldn't be like a good short if there's not much levels, you know, so like all the way down to whatever the other
Um,
ones are.
yeah, you could definitely take a short,
Mm-hmm.
but I wouldn't really prefer it, honestly.
Yeah.
I
And in
because
that case,
because
like,
I think we're a bit overextended here on like this
mhm.
downtrend, and it's more probable that we flip it honestly and push upwards before breaking downwards. Um, could you take a short off of it? Yes, yeah, that is definitely. But for a short, what I would look for here is going to be like a fake out of it almost on a low time frame,
Mm.
sweeping this liquidity right here, sweeping this liquidity wick. So let's pull up on a low time frame. You want to see something like this where you push up, sweep liquidity, come back below. That's resistance, right?
Okay.
And that'll be your bearish, bearish liquidity sweep. And then you can
Yeah,
go
bears.
ahead and try that shorts. And yeah, you can target the previous levels, which is going to be that NPOC,
Dump out,
that value low. And then if you're able to break below, you might hit a home run down to, all the way down here,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I
Right, yeah,
mean,
it just depends.
it depends. Okay.
Yeah, like yeah, like I have a lot of setups that I make, but it doesn't mean I take
Mm-hmm.
them. Like I can make a lot of setups, but I would never enter unless there's really confirmation given, right? And
Mm-hmm.
even sometimes I'll enter on setups that I had correctly, but there was really nothing good in order flow. So I'm like, okay, well that's a poor confirmation. So like really like
You know,
six
yeah,
out
you're
of
not
ten
worth the risk.
times, yeah, like six out of 10 times, 7 out of 10 times that trade doesn't hit. And for me,
Okay.
I like to be on the safer side, right? Because think
Mm-hmm.
about it, what's better is protecting your capital or losing your capital, right? It's going to be
Yeah,
protecting your
protect.
capital, and that is yeah. So that's going to be managing that risk and being on the safer side.
No, I mean that makes total sense. Um, you're definitely on the more safer side than I am, like 100%. Like I feel trade.
Well, no, I was
Okay.
gonna say there if with order flow, right? This
Mm-hmm.
Atis here, I'll go ahead and show my screen about it here. So Atis, what you can kind of see is
Is that
um
connected to your chart or is that just like
you
it
said
just
what?
has it all like is that connected to your like trading view chart or is that just like your thing? Like
This is a software. It's called Atis.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. So here I have the volume profile set up, right? I have the monthly, the weekly, and then
Mhm.
the daily.
Maybe.
These
Mm-hmm.
are a bit more accurate because they are based on tick size. The thing
Mm-hmm.
with TradingView is TradingView is only based on I think rows, while um Atlas or like order flow softwares or like softwares in
Mm-hmm.
period are based on ticks, which is like every single dollar basically. So it
Yeah, yeah,
calculates
yeah.
everything, right?
Okay.
Um, yeah. So these are a bit more accurate, and I actually will usually go on here to mark my levels. But most of the
Mm-hmm.
time they will be at the same spot of like the TradingView ones. Most of the time.
All right. Most of the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they might be off like maybe 100, $200, like depending on the monthly, weekly profile. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they usually are like pretty much same spots.
Okay. Mm. Let me see if I had I think maybe one more question I had to load it up in there. But nah, you honestly helped out so much. That PvP shit, I didn't know that was a thing. I would always look at it, I'm like, what the hell? Like, what is PvP?
Yeah.
And now I got it. No, no, honestly, that was it. Because I was like a little more confused on using like the previous levels.
Yeah.
Uh, just because like if one profile was like touched, but then like the one further on didn't, I didn't know if that one was like a valid profile to use. Okay, and then let me check. Give me like a minute. I'm gonna see if there's like I charted out something today. Um.
If the if this is a low volume node, oh wait, on your screen, well, can you look at mine real quick? Yeah, yeah.
Oh
I have it
yeah,
marked. Yeah, so
yeah.
so you're asking if pretty much like what was it? This chunk is a low volume node?
Hold up. It's still for me. It's still showing your screen as the order flow.
Yeah, yeah. There.
Yeah, that big ass chunk is the low volume node.
Okay, so this is where I bring in TPO, which yes, this is kind of going to be a low volume node, but this is where I
Hmm.
bring in TPO, and this is going to
Which
give
is
me
like
a more precise answer of if it is
okay,
a truly an imbalance you should be focused on, and yes, it is. So with TPO, it's kind of telling me to tighten this a bit,
mm-hmm.
like this. And then this will kind of be your more proper LVN zone.
Okay,
Yeah, if you put the volume profile over it, it kind of it'll align there like that. So this is kind of be like your more proper LVN zone for yeah, your more refined one.
okay. And then so what I'm like from what I understood is from the high volume node you showed me before. I'm looking for a flip in those, right? Like if I want like to like for a setup.
Which one?
No, like in general, like for like I remember you showed me one in for like when you're showing me like the whole setup from like big time frame to small time frame. It was like like what you want is like a flip depending on like what like my bias is on it.
So like this,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
or
For example, like let's say we don't dip down to the previous puck or whatever. We don't like and we just go straight up. Would I
right?
want like I go through the high volume node, maybe go up a little bit and then come back down for like I don't know, like a little bit and then strike back up or that's what I'm trying to say.
I see. Um, so if you can go ahead and mark these levels out, this is gonna be what I'm focusing on. Yeah, so this is gonna be what I'm focusing on for the previous year levels at least. And what I like for us to see here
Mm-hmm.
is for longs will either be POC
Yeah, POC.
or flip of the HVN targeting this upper HVN or value or high. So
Mm-hmm.
you want to look for like a long like this probably,
Mm-hmm.
TP1 this HVN, and then TP2 the value or high, or long 2 would be yeah down here, probably SO like here somewhere, and you're gonna be targeting TP1 HVN, TP2 either the HVN or the value high, depending if it's able to flip it, right?
Okay. And then as like obviously I'm not gonna learn order flow immediately. Like I'm still trying to learn this part. But like as a rule of thumb, like let's like I don't know, but just like paper trading or just like some live trading, like how can I like for the stop losses, like every time what I do is just like I do like the rule of thumb where you just put like a tiny bit above like that long wick that you get, and that's it. Or, like I don't have like a whole like setup for like the whole short part.
Okay.
Like most.
Let me go over something here. Let me bring up this screenshot I sent someone yesterday. One
Mm-hmm.
second. Okay, so this is what I sent someone yesterday, pretty much, right? And what I was looking at here is we've made a fake out of our weekly value high, or that's monthly HVNs, which is this blue one.
Yeah.
The monthly HVN slash weekly value high, we made a fake out to wicking into our monthly value area high, rejection, and close below our previous day value low. Now, do you remember in the M's I was telling you how ETH was a better long and BTC was a better short? This was kind
Yeah.
of what I was saying, where if BTC was able to lose the previous day value low at
Mhm.
64500, this would be your short and you can be targeting lower, okay?
Yeah, it's because of those.
And now if we can pull this up here, see if I, yeah, still at the same level it should. Um, what I was looking for, or wait, I might have deleted the previous day value low. I could be able to pull it up right now in a second. So that's here. Let me clean this chart a little bit. Okay. Um. So yeah. So what I was looking for was a bearish retest of
Mhm.
this to short. Now, where would my SL be? My SL would have been here, above this weekly value high. Um,
Okay.
right? Because
Oh
I
yeah, 'cause
wouldn't.
that invalid,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
I wouldn't really expect this to flip this previous day value high, and even if it did, I really wouldn't expect
Mhm.
it to go higher or even really get into this monthly HVN, right? It's like above this white line. So yeah, this would have been my SO, and this yeah, this kind of would have been the shorts. But of course, I
Okay.
missed a short. I will say this the trade was still valid because you really did get a full closure below with
Mhm.
that
See, like
retest,
that
right?
was my thing. Like I saw that it closed, but I was like, oh, like, oh wait, no, this was a different one. I was talking about my own trade.
But yeah, like so, like it did close low and it did get that bearish retest. Um, for me, I just didn't take it because I would have liked to see another retest taken. Because what I was more so expecting, because I made a video yesterday, I was kind of expecting like a, I think it was yesterday. Yeah, I think so. I was expecting like a, no. I think I'm losing track of time. I don't know when I made this video. Was that this morning? Let me see. That was this morning. Okay. Um. So yeah. So before I made the video, I was expecting a like some support from this POC and a
Mm-hmm.
push up into that short setup right here. Obviously, it didn't
Oh,
happen.
okay.
Right? Obviously, it didn't happen, and instead it was just too bearish, and we just broke straight down.
Bro.
But
Yeah.
even though we did keep breaking straight down, you can still see these bearish retests happening, right? Closure below the POC, and we got a bearish retest, and then continue downwards. So this
Would
was
that
really
be another time for shorting, or is that like either that's too risky at that point?
no, it's still worth shorting. It's just your SO would have been pretty tight, like here.
Okay.
Um, and this is really just this like user issue. This is like my issue. This was like my mistake. It was definitely a valid short once it got to here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean I was sleeping, but it was still a valid short, right? Once it got to here, And then
7 in the
even
morning.
here it was still about short, but I really didn't expect it just to rip through the POC like that. I expected
Down
more of
like
this.